What do you do when you suddenly have no income but you're the only breadwinner? How do you keep afloat so you can pay your bills? And also, how do you take care of your mental health until you secure that new job? Let's figure it out, shall we? I'm Bonnie, this is my channel, and earlier this year I lost my main source of income and I've been struggling. But I also have some tips for you on how you can make the most out of this situation and maybe even create a better life for you. There are 3 things I want to talk about that you can do when you are in this situation. There is first aid, like how do you deal with this right away when it happens. Then let's talk about your mindset that will put you in a situation where you actually can get a new job. And also, what are possible income streams that you can explore while you're searching for a new job. Okay, your first aid kit. Let me ask you a question. Do you have an emergency fund? Like for a rainy day? If you don't, I urge you to set one up right now, because you never know what's gonna happen. And if you are the only one creating your income, it's important. This is a thing I learned from my mom from a very young age. She always said that you should at any point in time have a full monthly income available in your spendings account. That means also the last day before you get your new paycheck, there is still 1 month's income in your spending account. That seems ridiculous, but honestly, when I lost my job earlier this year, I was so happy because I knew I can at least live for 1 month. And usually this emergency fund is used to being able to buy a new fridge when your old one breaks down, or your washing machine, or whatever might happen. But in this case, having a full month salary available, game changer, I tell you. The next thing I want you to do is to look at all the subscriptions you are currently paying for. What can you let go of? Do you need all the streaming services you are subscribing to? Do you need the newspaper, or can you live with just looking at YouTube for a while for free? Or maybe nothing. Get a library card, read more books. There's plenty of things you can do that doesn't cost any money, and right now you need to be saving as much as you can. Here is another thing that you can do, that I did and currently are doing. If you're like most people our age, middle-aged, you might have some food hidden away in your pantry, in your freezer, in your fridge. Eat it for now. Eat it. Don't go to the grocery store and buy something that you are fancying right now. Don't eat at restaurants. Stop all that stuff. Get rid of all the things that you have tucked away somewhere in your kitchen. I made a sport out of it in the morning, like going through the pantry and the freezer and looking, what can I make from this? Can I get through this day without having to buy any food? And I can tell you there will be a video coming up about this soon, but I have been saving my entire food budget, almost been saving my entire food budget for an entire month so far. And I still have food left lying around. So the possibilities are endless here. The next thing is, unless you have been a minimalist all your life, you might have things in your home that you no longer need, you no longer use. Can you sell any of those just to get some money coming in? This serves 2 purposes. I mean, there's money coming in, which you will need, of course, and also you still have the energy going on of money coming in. This relates to your mindset, and this is the next thing we are talking about. Because when there is money coming in, no matter from what, you will still feel like a winner and not like a loser. And this is so important, especially if you are looking to get a new job. You want to be out there, you want to be grabbing this by the balls, I almost want to say. You want to be up front and you want to come across as energetic and being a problem solver, and not someone who sits down and says, oh, I'm such a victim of my circumstances right now. No. So go through your home, go through your attic, your storage areas, your garage, whatever, and drag out anything you don't need, you never use, and put it online and see if you can sell it. The next thing you need to take care of is, of course, your mindset. If this situation tosses you into anxiety and depression, and it's easy to go there, I know how that feels, you will have a hard time getting a new job. Of course, who wants to hire someone who is sitting there like a dead fish, struggling on land? They want someone energetic and energized and vital. And I mean, you're already struggling competing with 25-year-olds, and you're in your middle age, like 45 upwards, whatever. And people have already doomed you to be old and useless, very likely. So we have to convince them that we are still worth their time, that we will be there, that we will be available every single day, that we will put in the work that is necessary, that we can still contribute to their business in such a way that it's a win for them. So, in order to do this, you need to have the mindset of a winner. How do you do this? First of all, as I already briefly talked about, keep the money flowing. Get some money in, get something going on in your life that makes you feel like a winner. Because if you're sitting at home thinking, oh, I'm such a loser, I can't even get a job, well, that will be what other people will think about you too. So don't do it. You're a winner. We all are winners. I mean, we're winning at life. We're here, right? And we still have plenty of years ahead. So let's go get them. One thing you can do to raise your frequency, I almost want to say, is meditation. There are plenty of free meditations on YouTube. You can find them here. Just go and listen to some of them. And yeah, whenever I listen to a meditation, I really feel so much better afterwards. I feel like I can actually achieve something. It's not only that I'm fantasizing about, oh, this amazing life that I want to have. I just want to sip margaritas at a beach. No, I don't want. But you know what I'm getting at, right? But the thing is, I feel like I can still accomplish things instead of just waiting for retirement to happen. Don't do it. Be the life force you still are. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Go meditate, get some awesome affirmations in and just repeat them. I am a winner, I can do this, I can achieve anything I want to, because you can. As you start applying to new jobs, and I hope you do, and I hope there are some out there that you actually can apply to, and maybe just stretch yourself a bit. Even if you're thinking, oh, I'm not qualified for this job, apply anyways. The more jobs you apply to, the more chances you have on getting a job, obviously. There are two ways to look at job applications. You can put them out there and think, oh, I've applied to 50 jobs and nothing has come true. Or you can think, I have applied to 50 jobs. That's how good I am. I found 50 jobs that I might be able to take on, and it's me putting me out there. So keep a record of all the jobs you're applying to and look at the number, the raising number, not as a failure because no one calls you back, but as a win because you're actually doing the work. You are doing the work. On this journey, you will have some negative thoughts creep in. When you're applying to jobs, when your money is running out, there will be negative thoughts. Be aware of those. Write them even down and then immediately turn them around. Every negative thought, turn it around into 3 positive ones. If you have a thought showing up saying, man, no one is calling me back on these applications, immediately turn it around and say, look at all the jobs I'm qualified for. Someone out there will be interested in hiring me. I know I can do this. I know I'm good at what I'm doing, and someone will recognize this. These are way better thoughts to have, and just keep going with those. Another thing you can do to stretch the money you're still having in your bank account for as long as possible is to turn frugality into a sport. Just go every day and see how little can you get away with. Do you have to go and buy anything? Maybe you don't. Maybe you still have food that you can eat. We talked about this already. Stop buying clothes because your closet is probably as full as mine. There's plenty to go around. Pretend it's a lockdown. Pretend all the shops are closed. And online just disappeared. Amazon went bankrupt. You can't buy there anymore. So, how little money can you spend every day? And keep track of that. Like, really make it a sport to find out how little you can get away with. If you find out that there is a month where you're only spending like $100 on something throughout the whole month, that's impressive. I would say so. Not everyone can do it. And I'm not saying be proud that you're poor, but be proud that you're actually able to make changes in your life so you can get through the situation. Being at home, having no job, having no income is hard on your mindset. So find a hobby. Do something that really ignites you. Something that you always wanted to do and that you also always said, I don't have time for this because I have this job, I have this life, I have this whatever. Now you don't have a job. So potentially you have a few hours every day that you can spend on something that you've always put off doing. Do it now. As long as it doesn't cost you lots of money. If one of your dreams has been to travel the world, do it in your mind. Plan that trip. Go find out where do you want to go, how do you get there, how much would it cost you, and really get good at this. And maybe that's your new career. Maybe you can plan dream vacations for other people, because this is something that really ignites you and you are passionate about. And maybe that passion can evolve into a job. You never know. And it brings me to our next topic, possible new income streams. I will just tell you my own story because I don't know what you can do. You will find this out, and if you have no idea, put a question in the comments and I'll get back to you. And if you have some ideas, put them in the comments too, so maybe the rest of us can get some ideas, inspirations on other things that actually could make us some income while we're looking for new jobs. But here are the things that I have been doing. Talked about this briefly before. One thing is I went through all my rooms and figured out what I don't need anymore, and I'm putting this out online, trying to sell it. Some things impossible to sell, like books, CDs, DVDs. Oh my god, who needs those anymore, right? But other things like furniture and cutlery and whatever that I have way too much of, that someone else might need, and they are willing to pay for it as long as it's less than they would pay in the store. So make sure it's cheap enough. And here is another thing that I did, and maybe you're lucky enough to have this opportunity too. I have a spare bedroom that I hardly use. I mean, I use it as an office, and I don't need an office right now because I don't have a job. So I redecorated this office a little bit. I switched up the layout. I painted the wall and took new pictures, and I put it up on Airbnb. So now I'm renting this room out, and you can either rent it out on a steady basis, like having a tenant, or through Airbnb, which means people are coming and going, and the only thing you have to do is change the sheets and clean the floor and keep your bathroom, whatever, tidy and clean so they feel like they're taken care of. But it's actually making me some money, and I have nothing to do for it. The third thing I did, and this might be different depending on where you live. Here in Norway there is an app where you can go and book yourself someone to clean your home, which means you can also sign up there as one of the cleaners, which is what I did. So I'm out every afternoon cleaning some family's home. It doesn't make me a lot of money, but it's bringing in some income, so at least I can pay for groceries and electricity and stuff. So if that's available where you live, if people are hiring people to do this and have money to pay you for, then do it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You get out of the house, you meet new people, you see some other homes, you see how people live, and maybe some other opportunities come from it when you start talking to these people that you meet through this job. Maybe they have a job for you. You never know. And again, you have the energy flowing, money is still coming in, and you're not just sitting there and feeling like a victim to your circumstance, because you are a go-getter. You make things happen. And the last thing I did, which doesn't make me any money yet, but that's the hope, right? And this is starting a YouTube channel, and you can do this too. What do you know that you can talk to other people about, that they want to learn? Starting a YouTube channel is free. You don't need fancy equipment. All you need is your phone. If you have a smartphone with a camera, use it. That's all you need. And then there are some technical stuff to figure out, how to edit your videos, how to upload them, how to make a thumbnail. But you can actually do all of this for free. I haven't spent one dime on anything, and it works. I mean, here we are. You're listening to me, you're seeing this video. At least it's a new hobby. I'm learning new skills, and this is also something that you can use in your job applications. Maybe not put it on your resume, but whenever they invite you to an interview, just mention this. Mention that you're learning new things, that you're having hobbies, that you are doing something for you every single day. So yeah, these were my tips for how to get through a situation like this when you have zero income, but still bills to pay. You're the only one providing for your life. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful. Let me know what you would do. Any tips on how to deal with your mental health, your mental state, and possible income streams? Put them out there so we all can learn and get better at this. I will have in a few weeks a video coming up about my month of not buying food. So watch out for this, and I talk to you soon. Bye. Kamera läuft. Yeah, and action. Oh, good Lord. Oh, I'm so glad this isn't my job. I mean, it is my job. Ah, right. Awesome. Ah, yes.